going to make is a s'more bread pudding. So the reason that I chose this is because s'mores are my husband's favorite dessert in the world. And bread pudding, I don't know, I tried it for the first time last week and it tasted all right to me. So it made sense to kind of combine them. But we're going to add peanut butter. The reason we're adding peanut butter is because that's my favorite food in the whole world, and you can add it to anything and it makes it taste better. Put the bread, if it's not dry, then put it in the oven, and you can dry it out. So you put it on a baking sheet.
Almost like a crouton?
Yeah, but you know how a crouton gets toasty on the outside? Yeah. Right before it gets toasty is when you want to take it out. So it's dry. Okay. When it's dry, it absorbs more liquid.
Yes.
And it's going to absorb more of the sugar, which will taste better.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay.
Okay, so we have the bread.
Okay.
What we did is I took 4 hot dog buns. Now, in the summer, we barbecue, right?
Yes.
What do you do after the barbecue when you have your remaining hot dog buns? You've used the hot dogs.
Yeah.
You have these leftover buns. You maybe had some s'mores. You have random leftover s'more ingredients.
That's right.
So that's kind of what we're taking is the random leftovers from a barbecue and throwing it all into one. So these are hot dog buns.
We usually will feed them the duckies at the lake, but whatever.
Oh. Well, we're going to eat them.
Okay, all right.
So we took the hot dog buns. I took 4 of them and I cut them up. We have marshmallows.
Okay.
You could use big ones if you want and then just cut them. But I have small ones. Chocolate chips. I have semi-sweet because that's what Costco sells.
Okay.
And graham crackers.
Yes.
We're not going to use a full pack. And you can use low fat if you want. Full fat, I don't know. Whatever. Take those. Just kind of crumble them up into the bread. They can...
Just crunch them up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we took 4 crackers. We'll just crumble them up in there. Okay, so we have a cup of chocolate chips if you want to put those in there.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And then we'll do some marshmallows, about a cup also.
About a cup.
Should you have a little less than a cup? Do you want to use more than a cup? Go for it. It's all just kind of taste at that point.
Okay.
We're going to spray the pan with nonstick spray so that nothing sticks to it.
I don't want to inhale that stuff.
Oh yeah, it's totally bad for you.
Okay,
I don't know. So then kind of mix that up with your hands,
okay.
And then we're going to dump it all in there.
Ooh, wow.
And then when you kind of evenly mix that, or not so evenly, it doesn't matter, then just dump it in there.
Okay.
So we're going to use the same bowl. You don't even need to clean it out. We're going to crack the eggs in it.
Okay.
We have 4 eggs. Just crack them however you like to crack eggs. Go for it. And then we can put the shells in there. And we want this and this.
4 eggs, right?
Yes, 4 eggs. We want to whisk the eggs. So I have a whisk.
Whisk. Wow, this is a very manly whisk.
Totally.
Thank
Red
you.
polka dots.
Yes,
I chose red instead of pink, so it's a little more manly. You don't have to whisk them perfectly. They just kind of need to be fluffed up a little bit. The yolk's broken up. So then to the eggs, then we'll add 1 cup of milk.
Okay.
I use non-fat. You can use any milk. You could even use heavy cream.
Really,
if you want. Mm-hmm.
Heavy cream, does it make it more, does it change the texture of the...
Yeah, heavy cream, since it's thicker, and when you whip it, then it whips air into it, so it'll make it a little bit fluffier.
Fluffier, okay.
We're going to add the sweetened condensed milk. We're going to add a whole can.
I like to beat my eggs really well. Sorry. Okay.
The whole can is 14 ounces.
Okay.
You can pour it in there. And I use non-fat.
The whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't have to use non-fat. I just have it.
Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Beautiful.
I could take a shower in this.
It is really good. Okay, we're going to add vanilla extract.
What?
Sick. Do it.
No, it's good. I'm just kidding. Okay, vanilla extract.
Okay, we'll add a teaspoon. Keep stirring, and I'll pour this in. 1 teaspoon, or a little more
if it
overflows, of vanilla.
Okay.
And you can use any vanilla that you like. I have a Mexican vanilla.
Oh, okay.
It has a ton more flavor. A friend got it for me, and I love it.
Where can you get something like that?
Mexico.
Oh, from Mexico.
Is where you get Mexican vanilla. That's the custard base.
Okay.
So what we're going to do in 1 second is we're going to pour the whole custard base over that. Before we do that, we're going to put the peanut butter on.
That's what I'm talking about.
This
Kirkland
is the
peanut
good
butter
stuff.
people.
Oh yeah, and it's Kirkland. Costco.
Thank you.
Please sponsor me. Okay, we're going to add about a half a cup, but really what you're going to do is just spoon it out and kind of drizzle it all over.
Just on the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what you could do if somebody wanted to, then you can...
this doesn't really go...
But I like it like that.
Okay.
So I like the globs.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So now, with your hands, sorry, I have to get a little bit dirty.
Mix it again?
Just push down, not where the peanut butter is, but on other places so that the pieces of bread on top absorb the custard.
Oh, just push down, not mix.
Right.
Okay.
Not total, hold on. Like on the pieces where the peanut butter is not, just so it doesn't get too messy.
Okay.
Okay, so it's going in the oven for like 45 minutes until the top is lightly browned.
Okay.
And that's it. So we're going to pour the sweetened condensed milk into the bowl.
Okay.
We're going to put chocolate chips in it and microwave it, and bam, you have hot fudge.
Ooh.
And you then, when you're done with it, you just store it in the fridge, cover it up, and then when you want to reheat it or pour it over ice cream or just eat it by the spoonful, then you just reheat it in the microwave. You have to take the cap off. Or not. Look at him, he's like a pro. See, this is why I like cooking with you, because I learned a little trick from you. Who knew?
I just leave a little bit so the thing doesn't fall out and you have to go grab it. And
Look at that. Okay, and then this is a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Exactly how much chocolate you want to put in it kind of depends on how thin you want your hot fudge.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to start with...
you said how thin you want it.
So like if you want real thick hot fudge, you're going to want to add more chocolate.
Okay.
If you want it to be a little bit runnier, then add less chocolate.
Less chocolate, okay.
So we're going to just use our hands.
Okay.
We're going to start with like 2 handsful, which is the equivalent of about a half a cup.
Okay.
We'll go with. And then what we're going to do, go ahead. I'm going to throw this in the microwave for about 30 seconds, stir it 30 more seconds, and we're going to keep going in 30 seconds
And you
intervals.
figure out how much more you want it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
And then while that is going, we can get the marshmallow, I don't know what to call it, marshmallow fluff sauce.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. So we're going to dump about a half a cup's worth. It's kind of hard to get out of here.
Okay.
So if you make a lot of it and you buy the smaller jar, you can just heat up the entire jar in the microwave if you want.
And just pours out almost, right?
Yeah, once it's warmed up.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to take about a half a cup of this.
Okay. Stir it with a fork?
Yep.
Okay.
See, and you can see how it started to melt a little bit?
Yeah.
See, that's really thin.
Yeah.
And like only kind of chocolatey. We probably want some more chocolate. So let's start adding more. We'll add another handful, which is about a quarter cup.
Okay.
Let's add.
Let's go chocolatey today. Yes.
Let's do that. So right now we have 1 can. Go ahead and microwave it more.
Okay.
We have 1 can sweetened condensed milk to 1 cup chocolate chips.
And how many minutes would you put in the microwave?
Let's do 1 more minute.
Okay.
And then for marshmallow fluff, we're just going to add a teeny bit of water to this.
Okay.
And then we're going to microwave it. So the water is going to help thin it out.
Thin it out. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Not a lot. You do too much and it's going to be gross. So we're just, you want to stir that a little bit. It might not stir yet because it's not warm.
Okay.
But you can try to mix it up a little bit. This isn't fancy. This isn't super technical. This isn't something you're going to learn in France at a cooking school. It's marshmallow fluff. Okay, so you can see that it's browning on the top. What we're going to do is we're going to take, I have a cake tester. We're going to stick it in the middle. It's kind of like cake, how you want to make sure that it comes out.
Now, how do you do? Oh, okay. So if it sticks, it's not done.
Correct.
I mean, it's still raw.
Correct.
Okay.
And that was done. So we're going to take it out.
Ooh.
Looks beautiful. Folks, you see what we have here? We have marshmallow, sauce, syrup, well, I don't know what we call it, hot fudge, and bread pudding. Now with bread pudding, we do want to let this sit for just a couple of minutes because that custard that we poured on it. Have you had like a souffle?
Yes.
You know how it puffs up and then it
sinks in a little bit. Yes.
So the custard is like a souffle, so it puffed up, but we want to let it sink back in.
Okay.
Because when you heat things up, how they expand.
Correct.
When they cool, then they contract. We want to let it contract so that the flavors all come back together.
Okay.
So we'll just let it do that for a few minutes. The hot fudge cools really quickly, but like I said, if we needed to get it back running, then we just heat it in the microwave.
I like the contrast.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yes.
And then the peanut butter kind of looks like pieces of poop on here, but it's going to taste really good.
Yeah, I'd eat that poop.
You just kind of scoop it out.
Okay. Wow, that looks.
And you can see the creaminess.
Yes.
And how the marshmallows.
Yes, slowly.
Look at that. There's a marshmallow oozing.
Slowly. Oh, yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
And then
let
me give you a spoon.
This could be the.
Drizzle that sauce on it.
Okay.
You can pour it. You can do whatever. Fouad's
Yes.
is beautiful. Mine, not so much. However,
Yes.
taste.
Okay.
Are they going to taste different? I doubt it. Off a roll up. And that's it. We have our s'more bread pudding, all your leftovers from that bonfire or barbecue that you had. You just throw it into a dish, call it dessert, and it's good.
And you can put this in the fridge for...
Oh, yeah. You can put it in the fridge. It could last a few days.
Okay.
In fact, the longer that it cools, the more the flavors are all going to kind of mold together.
Okay.
And the more flavorful it's going to be. You could make smaller ramekins of it. This would probably feed like 8 people. 8 small ramekins. You could even freeze those after you bake it.
Okay.
You could even freeze it before you bake it.
Okay.
Just like meals you buy at the store.
Yeah.
And then throw it in the oven.
That's really good.
So you never have to waste it.
That's really good. Okay.
And we're done.